everybody. It's the Biscuit Podcast.
The Biscuit! Was that 7 seconds?
By my clock, it was exactly 7 seconds, and I timed it.
Well, that is the lovely, lovely voice of Professor Puck, Shane Guilfoyle of the History of Hockey podcast, joining me today for the special Bisquick edition of The Biscuit. Or in my phone, it says Shane Guilfuck. Guilfucko? I don't know how that happened. Nobody knows.
Weird typo.
That's that fucking autocorrect, dude. It's that PC autocorrect. Shane, along with the History of Hockey podcast, which if you Biscuit babies don't listen to that, you need to stop listening to this and go check out every episode of that because it's fucking gold. You do another podcast, I believe, right?
I do, yeah. Yeah, that's called For Those About to Talk. It's a play on For Those About to Rock by AC/DC. It's a Blue Jackets podcast that I do with a buddy of mine. And for those not in the know, that song is the Blue Jackets goal song when they score a goal. So that's where that comes from, yeah.
If you ever insult the intelligence of my Biscuit babies again, I will fist you, sir.
Wouldn't be the first time. So
well, Shane, thanks a lot. Big Ran is actually in hiding after the Game 6. As you know, Big Ran is a big Penguins fan, and
I'm aware. Yes.
Nobody knows where he's at.
Oh dear. We we found Osama eventually, so I think we can find your brother.
I would imagine alive if they win tonight, and dead if the latter. But the point of today is a little experiment. I actually talked to you a little bit about it yesterday. Is during the playoffs, it's hard to keep up with all the content that happens. So we just want to kind of do a little pregame. And since there's 2 Game 7s tonight, it just kind of made sense to do a little prediction and just a little shit talking and get you guys warmed up, hopefully, for the game so you don't have to listen to Mike Milbury and Keith Jones or Big Ran's favorite guy over there at the coach's corner, Don Cherry. Or those fucking worthless goons at Mike and Mike in the morning. All I have is an AM/FM radio in my car, so I am forced to listen to them in the morning. And hearing them talk about hockey this morning was one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life.
It's brutal. Yeah, I on rare occasion that I do listen to the radio, it's nothing short of awful. You can just tell that they not only do they not know what they're talking about, but they don't even really care.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like they're doing it because it is the playoffs and they've got a thing or two, a bullet point to mention, and it's just awful. I don't need to know your opinion. Just stick to whatever it is you do best.
Well, the only reason like you said, is because it's the playoffs, and then because the old soup brain Sydney went flying into the boards. So it's real hip to talk about concussion protocol, and these guys are big NFL fans, and saying if he would have been a quarterback in the NFL, Sidney Crosby would have not have been able to play the rest of that game. I don't know for sure if the NHL has. I would assume it's right around the same kind of protocol for their players, especially a player of Sidney Crosby's caliber. So I really just think they're talking out of their ass.
Yeah, probably trying to draw some correlation between one of the Mikes being a professional football player and knowing what it's like getting hit, and Crosby getting hit. That if that's the common ground that they have to talk of that they have to find to talk of on hockey, then
right. They were reaching pretty hard. You could tell they definitely didn't watch the game live, so they had seen the video of him flying into the boards. I don't know, probably once or twice before their whoever their showrunner was like, "Hey, you guys have to mention this." And then he called him Gretzky twice. So
Wow.
that's when I decided to go into work early because it was that bad.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Yeah, and then talking about how there's going to be a lawsuit here in a couple. There's a lawsuit right now, you idiots. Just out of their minds, dumb. But
yeah, just really sounds completely just uneducated, and I don't know how working for that company they don't have somebody to drum up a quick bit of research real quick so they don't look like complete buffoons. But
why not bring him in for the segment, for the 5-minute segment? That's right. ESPN fired all their fucking hockey guys.
Yeah.
So, and now they're all of a sudden trying to talk about hockey. So that's real nice.
Yeah, good move.
So who do we got? We got Nashville is in the finals. The Yellow Helmets, super surprising to me. Are they that good?
You know, I don't know. They remind me of the 2012 Kings. I was talking to a buddy of mine about this not too long ago, and they just, for me, kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, they were supposed to be this good all season.
Right, exactly.
But they really weren't. And then all of a sudden, it's playoff time, and they sweep the freaking Blackhawks?
Right.
Like, that's incredible. I mean, they on that alone, they deserve to be where they are.
Absolutely. I agree.
So...
And that's a good point, is they should have been this good all year. It was kind of like a mystery to everybody in the hockey world, like, what's going on in Nashville?
Yeah, I mean, there was talk for a while, are they even going to make the playoffs?
They barely squeaked. I mean, they were playing the last couple weeks for a playoff spot, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I mean, they were fair to middling the whole season, and then, you know, just like the Kings proved in 2012, I don't care where you get in. If you get in, good things can happen.
Yeah, now's the time to go on a fucking streak, and Pekka Rinne's playing like an elite goalie. I've said the last 2 or 3 weeks here on the Biscuit. Kevin Weeks, he said he was an elite goalie. I called him a fucking liar, and he's proven me wrong. So Nashville's in. We got the game that nobody's going to be able to watch because nobody is awake at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning on a goddamn Wednesday. But it's going to be Edmonton in Anaheim, Game 7, Connor McDavid versus the team that kind of just bullies their way in. I like the Ducks because I like the way they play. I know Gary Bettman tonight is going to fucking blow the biggest load he's ever blown in his life, getting to watch Connor McDavid and fucking Sidney Crosby play Game 7s. So he's beyond excited.
And Alex Ovechkin. So
oh, yeah,
he's
shit.
He's got the trifecta.
And then he gets his black sheep, the winner, gets to play PK Subban, and he might say he hates PK Subban, but I think he jerks off the most to PK Subban.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. I'm surprised that the Oilers are where they are, but at the same time, I'm not, because McDavid is just that effing good.
That's how I boiled down my pick on them, was if he was going to be the superstar that everyone thinks he is, and he's showing it. Black and white, big players show up in big games. He's the real deal. He's a fucking baller.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at that team's numbers with him versus without him, they're not even sniffing the playoffs without him in the lineup.
No,
so
fuck no.
The fact that they are where they are, I mean, hang on one sec. What's up?
All right, we are rolling. I was trying to get done before she woke up from her nap, but she's fine now. I got Elena of Avalar on. She won't even know I'm talking.
Yeah, that's a big hit in our house too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's
and Sophia.
Oh god, dude, Sophia's the worst kind of little cunt. So we were sucking Connor McDavid off. if he, dude, I don't know. Like you said, it was hard to get behind the Oilers just because I don't believe in anyone else on that team.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like I was saying, without McDavid, they just fall off of a cliff, and with him, they are where they are. So it's
right.
I'm not going to say that they don't deserve it because he's a part of their team and he's helped them get there. But oh man, it's tough to see who comes out of that one.
And Cam Talbot has to get tired eventually. He's played like 82 games.
Yeah, I mean he has just been everything that they need him to be, and I mean, do you go? Because I want to see Connor McDavid keep playing.
I do too.
So
I do too.
I hope they win for that reason. But then do the Ducks finally crack the code, of their Game 7 misery,
right?
And use that veteran presence to their benefit and finally do something, or do they just
getting rid of Barbecue Bruce? Yeah, getting rid of Barbecue Bruce is helping. What has decided for me is a young man on the roster of the Anaheim Ducks named Jared Bull, who I want to see go to a fucking Stanley Cup so bad that I am going to pick the Ducks tonight, just on the depth.
It's hot. Stay back.
On the depth of the Ducks. I think they have more. They can go deeper. It's definitely not going to be a fucking 7-1 ass slashing, I don't think. The series has been weird. I mean, the 4-goal comeback, the ass beating the Oilers just gave them. So it is possible for Edmonton to just go in and kill it, but gun to my head, I'm picking the Ducks. Game 7.
Yeah, it's been a bonkers series so far. So let me ask you this: when the Ducks inevitably win the Stanley Cup, does Captain Getzlav turn to Jared Bull first and immediately give him the Stanley Cup?
They probably won't even let Jared Bull on the ice for the celebration. to be completely fucking honest. It's not going to be one of those sweet stories. He will be on the very bottom of that fucking list to receive that sweet cup if said win happens. But
he'll be somewhere in the Sky Terrace looking down on the ice.
Yeah, for sure. They'll mention him. He'll get his name on there, And then all the Blue Jackets fans that hated him will be like, "Oh, we should have kept Jared Bull. We could have fucking won the cup." So, gun to your sack. Who you taking? Oilers, Ducks.
Oh man, I so badly.
Quack.
Oh man, I'm gonna say Ducks, but I want the Oilers because I want to see Connor McDavid keep playing. So
butts are for pussies. You're picking the Ducks.
So yeah, my head says Ducks, my heart says Oilers.
I know Big Ran is picking the Ducks just on the Mighty Ducks movie series alone. I know that. And our friend,
they didn't make 3 of them for no reason.
You're goddamn right. We're actually friends with Coach Bombay. Bombay the alcoholic, not the coach or the lawyer. He'll be calling in the weeks to come. It'll be a little surprise not a surprise because I ruined it, but it'll be pretty interesting. He's actually interviewing for Trump's FBI spot right now, alcoholic Bombay. So we'll talk to him soon. First game on the docket. So glad it's in Game 7. This is what I wanted. If we were going to lose to Pittsburgh, and they were going to play Washington, by we I mean the Blue Jackets, and they were inevitably going to play Washington, I wanted to at least see this series go 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried.
Yeah.
I was very worried. And then at the end of Game 5, something happened to Holt Beast, and they fucking awoke the Kraken. That harried neck motherfucker played so well in Game 6.
Yeah, they have seemed to have found something and really flip the switch. And I said before this series even started that if Washington was going to win, they would have to win very, very quickly in about 5 games, because the longer the longer the series went, the less I liked their odds. But they've almost changed my mind. They have come back from 3-1 to tie the series at 3, and that's not easy because
no, especially in
Jackets
Pittsburgh
didn't do it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't. They won the cup last year for a reason, and
right.
And that's not easy to come back against them.
And
so
they got better.
Marks. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They did.
They got better.
So full marks to the Capitals for drawing even on this series. That's no easy task. So do they? I mean, do they do it against?
It depends who shows up. The team from the first 3 games, or the team that we've seen in the last 3.
Yeah, you nailed it. That's
or the
what
last
it is.
2. I mean,
it's been a tale of 2 teams. I think
100%.
If the team from the second half of the series show up, I think you're right.
I think they beat them. They win, and it's not going to be close either way. But if that second team shows up, I think the Washington Capitals move on. The one thing is Pittsburgh did not play well last game, but the Washington did play well. So I would have liked to see, or I've seen Pittsburgh play a little better. Their fucking puck in the defensive zone, like getting the puck out of their defensive zone, was some shit like junior high shit. I don't know if it's because Hainsey is a fucking pud or what it is, but that dude is fucking awful. He played that game like he's been in North Carolina for the last 10 years.
Yeah, well, he certainly hasn't been playing playoff hockey for the last 10 years, I'll tell you that.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I'm very excited to watch the game. It's almost, if none of my teams are going to be in it and I'm not very invested, this is what I want. I want to see 2 very high caliber players go at it, and 2 guys that don't like each other. And as much as the series isn't about Sidney and Ovechkin, it really is. But what if Holtby comes out and does what he did at the end of Game 5 and all Game 6, there's no shot in hell for Pittsburgh to win.
And I think if they, to springboard off of that, I think if they get on Fleury good and early, and they can rattle them, then they've got a very legitimate shot. And I think whoever comes out of this series wins the cup.
I like it. I mean, they definitely exposed high glove side.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to fire the fucking biscuit high glove side all fucking game and wait for him to fuck up, because he kind of gets butt hurt.
Yeah, he's got a very Steve Mason mentality. It just you get in his head, and then he kind of gets in his own way after that.
Too soon. Steve Mason let in one of the worst goals I've ever seen in my life last year.
He's let in a number of them by my count. But
the best thing about him is that he would have Iron Maiden like Eddie on his mask. And I was so excited that after that 1 year in Columbus, I was like, holy shit, we got him. This dude's a fucking freak. And then he just turned into a complete piece of shit.
Yeah, he let, I think the success went to his head, and then after that, all of the failure went to his head, and he never found that middle ground, at least here. I mean, I think he rebounded to a certain extent in Philadelphia. But,
he got back to his game, for sure.
But, yeah.
If you let success get to your head in Columbus, you're fucking doomed for failure.
Yeah.
Unless you're a fucking Buckeye, like trading fucking Quaaludes for goddamn tattoos and stuff. Like, all right, man, you got your fucking sack and a vice grip. You have to pick one, or kiss goodbye to the boys.
You know,
Before you pick, if Pittsburgh loses and if Fleury stays in the net the whole game, watch Pittsburgh's fans call for his head. We should have played Murray. We should have played Murray. We should have played Murray. Some of the worst fans in the world.
there is no. I feel bad for Coach Sullivan right now because there's no good choice.
What do you do?
You play if you play Fleury and get rocked, well, you should play Murray. If you play Murray, which you don't, and get rocked, well, why did you not stick with the hot hand? You know, Fleury got you this far.
Right.
Of course, now if he wins, then all is forgiven and there's can do no wrong. But man, in a vice grip, that hurts. Number one. Number two. It's so hard to bet against Pittsburgh because
5-0 in Game 7s on the road.
Yeah, and they have always beaten the Capitals.
Always. And
the Capitals have done nothing but show me that they cannot get it done.
They are the Miami Dolphins.
So very similar to. I'm rooting for the good story here, which would be Ovechkin finally getting to that next level, finally getting to a conference final, and then maybe having a chance to play for a cup. So my heart says Capitals, but my head says Penguins because they've never given me a reason to believe otherwise, and by that same token, the Capitals have never given me a reason to trust them. So.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to, I have to agree. My gut is screaming the Penguins are going to win.
Yeah.
I fucking want the Capitals to win so bad, but I just, like you said, I don't believe in them. And why would I? What?
Yeah.
What reason is there to believe in them?
Yeah, it's a tough call because I feel like this really could be the year that they take that next step finally, but
it has to be. It has to be, or it's done. I don't believe there's a next season for the Capitals.
This man, they're done.
They're done.
No, I think they burn this thing to the ground.
You have to.
I'm not saying that necessarily Ovechkin gone, but I think every piece that is attached to him is gone.
Oshie's gone. Shattenkirk's gone. Fucking Johansson. I mean. There's no way you keep this group together for another year. It's impossible.
Yeah. I just think they've had too many opportunities, and I think this is the last kick at the can.
And people saying Ovechkin needs to leave, I think that's ludicrous too. Your hockey club is where you're at because of that, man.
Yeah, well, both literally and figuratively. Literally in the sense that. Before Ovechkin, they were drawing about 3,000 fans into that building. I mean, they were less than irrelevant, and he got them back on the map. So I mean, that fan base can thank their lucky stars that they even have a team.
Fucking A.
And they can, pretty much lay it all on his shoulders because he brought them back. So. So yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't think.
So not a lot of controversy in our picks. We're both going Ducks. We're both going, unfortunately, the Penguins.
Yeah. I'd love to see Connor keep playing, and I'd love to see Ovechkin get that next step in him. But I just don't think so, man.
I can't even imagine the gorging of Bettman's penis if it's McDavid versus Crosby in the Stanley Cup.
Oh wow!
Holy smokes! Holy smokes!
That's an image.
He'll explode. His little fucking cock will explode. Shane, I cannot thank you enough, man. This has been really fun.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
And we're gonna have you back.
We did this.
We're gonna have you back more than once. I love you more than a friend. Check the Biscuit out. Check the History of Hockey podcast out. We're both on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play Music, all that shit. Everybody, you listen to it on the iTunes podcast app. We all know.
We all know it.
We all know it. We see the numbers. We have to say the other things, but we know it. If you guys are going to live tweet the game tonight, I suggest you don't, but follow All Beard No Teeth. He does a really good job. I like the guy a lot. So, and he does it in a non-biased way and So if you're looking to do that, follow his account and follow the game. And everybody, enjoy some playoff hockey tonight. Go Penguins.
Go everybody.
Go everybody. All right, Shane, thanks a lot, dude. The biscuits
All
are
right, brother.
done, man.
Take it easy.
All right.